Now to the legal landscape. Our legal analyst, attorney Dan Adams, joins us every Monday to break down the biggest cases playing out in Wisconsin and around the country. Good morning, Dan. So the NBA was rocked this past week. Federal charges against a current player, a former player, and a current head coach, all accused in an illegal gambling scheme. What exactly are these allegations, and what do you expect to happen next in these cases?
Well, good morning, and you're right. It really has the NBA reeling. There's actually two schemes at work here. There were two separate indictments with overlapping defendants. The first was a mafia-run poker game, and it was just an illegal game that had surveillance going on. There was all types of technology for card counting, essentially, to give the mafia an unfair advantage. That's a pretty clear case there. But the more interesting case is the sports betting case. We have current player Terry Rozier and others evidently using information that they know or can control about who's going to play, who's going to come out for an injury, and using that to feed gamblers who are making proposition bets on online betting platforms against their positions. So Rozier told some people that he was going to come out early in a game. So, of course, those bettors were able to make proposition bets that he wouldn't make his point scored on that particular game. So the federal government is saying, hey, that's a wire fraud because you're coming up with a scheme to defraud others based on this inside information. It's a novel theory of criminality. Insider trading is usually a security, a stock, a bond, that type of thing. And in gambling, everybody thinks they have an inside track of information. What the feds are saying is, hey, listen, these sports betting platforms have terms and conditions that say you're not supposed to use this type of inside information to your advantage. And by doing so, these players and their cohorts or co-conspirators were committing wire fraud. So it's a novel prosecution. Anytime you see that, it is not a slam dunk for the prosecution. So we will see how this case unravels as it goes forward.
Yeah, just a wild situation that a lot of people have their eyes on this morning. And also, speaking of a wild situation, Smucker's is suing Trader Joe's over its crustless peanut butter and jelly sandwiches, saying it's a copy of Uncrustables. What exactly is Smucker's alleging, and what defense might Trader Joe's raise in response?
Yeah, well, Trader Joe's, I think, is in a bit of a jam. They are packaging and selling basically Uncrustable lights, things that look exactly like Uncrustables. They have crimped edges, the same shape. They're even using blue packaging, just like the Uncrustables. And what Uncrustables is saying is, well, this is a trademark infringement. Trademark infringements, anytime a consumer can be confused regarding a brand. So Uncrustables has evidently put billions of dollars and 20 years behind building this brand of their Uncrustable, making sure that consumers know when they see it in the store, that's what it is. Anytime that a competitor comes in and takes the symbolic designs, the packaging, that type of thing, and in this case, kind of the crimped edges even of the sandwiches, you can claim that they're infringing. They're making the consumer confused, and they're ripping off basically all of their goodwill that they put into a product. And so I think that they've got a really good case. Uncrustables, or I guess Trader Joe's could say, well, this isn't the type of thing that you can trademark, these kind of crimp corner, that type of deal. But I think that they have a tough row to hoe in defending themselves in this action.
Yeah, as you said, these companies in a jam over this jam sandwich. We'll see what happens as it makes its way through the courts. Thanks, Dan.